The tobacco is now ripe and ready to harvest. The leaves ripen from the bottom of the plant up. You can tell the leaves are ripe when they feel slightly thicker. They'll be quite sticky and will have taken on a more yellowish green appearance. They should snap right off the stalk when picked. The leaves on the upper quarter of the plant aren't quite ripe yet, and they're pretty small, and I'm going to be leaving them on for another week or so. The leaves on the very bottom half of the plant have already completely fully ripened and died and have started to color cure on the stalk. But I will go ahead and pick those off as well, leaving just these bottom 2 or 3 leaves that have been laying on the dirt and have gotten pretty nasty and moldy looking on the ends. So now I've ended up with 3 stacks of leaves. The bottom leaves that are already completely color cured, the ones just up from that that have just started to yellow on the plant and have pretty much gotten overly ripe, and the stack of leaves that were just perfectly ripe and still have a yellowish green color. The first thing I'm going to do is take just a chip brush and brush off all the debris from the bases of the leaves where they were attached to the stalk. Aphids really like to lay their eggs and hang out around the flower heads of the tobacco, and a lot of debris and everything just falls down onto the leaves, and I just don't like the idea of leaving that on when I can just brush it off. Once that's taken care of, I'll take a stack of leaves and then tie it all together at the stems with a piece of string. After that, I will follow it up with a rubber band twisted around several times, and the rubber band will contract along with the tobacco as the stems start to shrink as the tobacco cures. The tobacco needs to be kept out of the elements, but it needs to have a good cross breeze coming through. It needs to have the heat of the day and the humidity to be able to get to it at night. A barn would be an ideal place to hang this, but since I don't have one, I'm going to be hanging it in the mudroom entrance to my house. I just have a string tied between 2 hooks on the ceiling, and I've hung the tobacco from that and opened a few of the windows to let a cross breeze come through. Here's a picture of the tobacco just a couple weeks after the color curing process started, and as you can see, the yellow tobacco is now turned brown, and the once yellowy green tobacco is now well on its way to turning brown. In the next video, we're going to be harvesting some seeds. So stay tuned for that and subscribe if you haven't. And until next time, do it right, do it well, do it yourself.